Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon everyone. I am Idris E. Ampatua, uh, the third reporter of Group 5. So our topic today is about Kant. Kant on rights. Immanuel Kant, 1724, 18 to 1804, examined the idea of human rights within politics in such a way that it is only a legitimate government that guarantees our natural rights to freedom, and from this freedom we derive other rights. So, in Kant's view, human rights are grounded in the idea of natural freedom. He believes that a legitimate government should protect fundamental rights such as liberty and equality. As Kant teaches, these rights use laws are found upon three rational principles. Number one is the liberty of every member of the society as a man. So, when we say liberty, meaning to say, ang bawat isa ay may karapatang maging malaya bilang isang tao. Like for example, karapatan ng isang tao na magpahayag ng kanyang opinion without state interference o nakakasama sa iba. Number two is the equality of every member of the society with every others as a subject. So, when we say equality, every member of society is equal before the law. Like for example, ang mahirap at mayayaman ay parehong may karapatan to a fair trial. Number three is the independence of every member of the Commonwealth as a citizens. So, pag sinabi natin na independence, meaning to say na ang bawat mamamayan ay may karapatang makibahagi into the laws and governance of the state. Like for example, the right to vote and nagpapakita ng independence as a citizens. So, the next one is an interesting aspect of this principle is that they are not given by the state, but are fundamental in the creation and acceptance of a state by the people of the state. So, the next one is the book Metaphysics of Moral has two distinct parts, the doctrine of right and the doctrine of virtue. So, the doctrine of right is ito yung tumutukoy sa obligation na that directly affect others. Like for example, not lying for someone is part of moral right because it impacts their right. The doctrine of virtue is ito naman yung tumutukoy sa panloob na moralidad and the intention to do good. Like for example, tumutulong sa mahirap is morally virtuous kapag ginawa ng walang iniisip na kapalit. So, the next one is Kant sought to separate political rights and duties from what we might call morals in the narrow sense. He limits right by stating three conditions that have to be met for something to be enforceable as right. So, according to Kant, rights are specific and must adhere to certain limitations to be enforceable as rights. He outlined three conditions that must be met for something to quality as enforceable under the concept of right. Number one is right concerns only action that have influence on other person, directly or indirectly, meaning duties to the self are excluded. So, impact on others, meaning to say, right exists to protect relationship and interaction between individual. Like for example, ang pagsisinungaling ay maaring makaapekto sa tiwala ng isang tao, kaya ito ay realm of rights. Number two is, right does not concern the wish but only the choice of others, meaning that not mere desire but only decision which bring about action are at stake end. So, decision of others, Kant believes na ang mga karapatan ay dapat nakabase sa mga decision na nakakaapekto sa mga kilos. Like for example, an employee refusing to engage in unethical practices ay may kinalaman sa kanyang karapatan dahil ito ay nakabase sa kanyang decision. Number three is right does not concern the matter of the other act but only the form, meaning that particular desire or ends are assumed on the part of the agents. As an example of the latter, he considered trade which uh, format must have the form of being freely agreed by both parties but can have any matter or purpose the agent want. So, form of action. Kant emphasizes the process or form of an action over its specific purpose. In the Feyerabend lectures, Kant notes that right is the subset of morality correct action that are also coercible. This various alternative formulation of the distinction would excluded imperfect duties not because imperfect duties do not influence influence other but because as imperfect they cannot be coerced in particular instances, since imperfect duties always allow for the moderating role of an individual's inclination. While these various formulations of the distinction appear to be quite different, they can in general be summarized by saying that right concern outer action corresponding to perfect duty that affects other regardless of the individual's internal motivation or goals. Ayon sa Feyerabend lectures ni Kant, ang right ay may kinalaman sa mga perpektong tungkulin, mga tungkuling tiyak at pwedeng ipatupad habang kabutihan or virtue ay may kinalaman sa hindi perpektong tungkulin. Ang mga tungkulin na mas malawak at mas flexible at hindi kayang ipatupad ng iba sa makatuwid, ang right ay nauugnay sa mga kilos na pwedeng pilitin, i-enforce dahil tumutukoy ito sa perpektong mga tungkulin. Ito yung mga tungkulin kailangan sundin. Samantalang ang virtue ay tumutukoy sa hindi perpektong tungkulin na hindi kayang ipilit o ipatupad ng iba dahil nakasalalay ito sa personal na desisyon ng isang tao. So, cosmopolitan rights. Relations among the states of the world covered above are not the same as relation among the people nation bulk of the world. Individuals can relate to states of which they are not members and to other individuals who are member of other states. In this, they are considered citizen of a universal state of a human beings with corresponding right of citizen of the world. Despite these lofty sounding pronouncements, Kant, Kant's particular discussion of cosmopolitan rights is restricted to the right of hospitality. A citizen of one state may try to establish links with other peoples. No state is allowed to deny foreign citizens a right to travel in its land. So, ang cosmopolitan right ay tumutukoy sa relasyon ng state at karapatan ng isang tao kaugnay sa ibang mga tao mula sa ibang mga bansa. Dito, tinutukoy ang karapatan ng mga tao na makipag-ugnayan sa mga tao mula sa ibang bansa. Particular na ang karapatang maglakbay o mag-alok ng negosyo. Ang mga karapatang ito ay mahalaga para sa pagkakaroon ng kapayapaan at kooperasyon sa buong mundo. Isa sa cosmopolitan right ay ang hospitality. Ibig sabihin may karapatan ang mga tao mula sa isang bansa na makapasok sa ibang bansa. Halimbawa, para maglakbay o makipagkalakalan. According kay Kant, since ang buong mundo ay limited lang sa isang planeta, may karapatan ng bawat tao na makipag-ugnayan sa iba. Ngunit hindi ibig sabihin na may karapatan silang makipagkalakalan agad. Ang karapatang ito ay limitado lamang sa karapatang makipag-ugnayan at mag-alok ng negosyo ngunit hindi sa aktual na paggawa ng kalakalan. Pwede mag-establish ng ugnayan ang bawat tao sa iba't ibang bansa at walang state or bansa ang pwedeng mag-deny ng foreign or galing ibang bansa ng kanilang karapatan na maglakbay. So, cosmopolitan right is an important component of perpetual peace among the peoples of the world. Kant notes has increased in recent times. Now, a violation of rights on one place of the earth is felt in all, as people depend upon one another and know about one another more and more. Violation of cosmopolitan right will make more difficult the trust and cooperation necessary for perpetual peace among states. So ayon kay Kant, ang cosmopolitan ay bahagi ng kanyang pangarap ng perpetual peace, pangmatagalang kapayapaan sa pagitan ng mga bansa, kung saan ang mga bansa at mga mamamayan ay magtutulungan para sa kapayapaan at kabutihan ng lahat. Ang pagiging interdependent o magkakaugnay ng mga bansa ay mahalaga para sa pagkakaroon ng perpetual peace. Kapag may paglabag sa mga karapatan ng cosmopolitan, magiging mahirap ang tiwala at kooperasyon sa pagitan ng mga bansa. Habang ang mundo ay patuloy na nagiging mas konektado, ang mga aksyon sa isang bahagi ng mundo ay may epekto sa iba, at ang paglabag sa mga karapatan ay pwedeng magdulot ng hidwaan at mawala ng tiwala sa mga bansa. Sa pamamagitan ng cosmopolitan, magkakaroon ng relasyong pandaigdig na kung saan ipinapakita ni Kant na ang lahat ng mga state at kanilang mga mamamayan ay bumubuo ng isang universal state ng mga tao kahit na may mga hiwalay na bansa. May mga karapatang cosmopolitan na tumatalakay sa ugnayan ng mga tao sa buong mundo. Ang mga karapatang ito ay mahalaga upang mapanatili ang kapayapaan at kooperasyon sa pagitan ng mga state. So hanggang dito na lang po. Thank you.